I can't begin to tell you how many times somebody has made being an empath wrong in their world. And I get that it's because if you had to Google what is an empath, or what are the qualities of an empath, or even what are the symptoms of being an empath, most of the times it makes it feel like it's something that is a curse as opposed to a gift. So if you are an empath and someone has made you either wrong for being an empath, or you have made being an empath a curse instead of a gift, this vlog is for you. Namaste, all you amazing, magnificent, magical, miraculous, energetic, spiritual, infinite beings. Welcome to this week's vlog. And if you are brand new to my channel, welcome to Living Consciously with MC. This is me, your host, Marie-Claire, MC for short. And I really want to shatter this thing that everyone makes, that being an empath is wrong, or being an empath is a curse. And I want you to know that it's probably one of the greatest gifts that you can ever possess is when you, and everyone, each and every single person has the capacity and the potency to allow themselves to be aware of other people's emotions, to be aware of what might be going on in someone else's world. So maybe the whole feeling thing is also what makes everyone feel wrong, because you feel stuff as if it is your own when you have tapped into your ability of being an empath. And maybe even the whole word empath has been misidentified and misapplied and made to have a certain energy connection to it that feels heavy, feels wrong, feels like it's a curse. So I love to use the word intuitive as opposed to empath, that you're just incredibly intuitive or you're just a little intuitive, and it depends again on you and whether you've really dialed up that button of intuition, or whether you have it just, turned up a little bit, or if you've turned it up a lot. And because everything is a choice, and because you are the master co-creator of your world. Remember, you are the one that gets to choose whether you have dialed up your intuition or your awareness really high, or if you're still playing with it and you're still navigating with it and you only have it turned up a little bit to start feeling it. So we're going to take the word empath and we're just going to park it here for the side, and we're going to work with the word being an intuitive healer, being an intuitive person, because you don't necessarily have to be a healer to be intuitive. I mean, I've met the most incredible people who are in corporate who don't do healing or haven't tapped into it yet they're so aware of their intuition, and they've learned to either trust their intuition or they've learned to ignore it. And then they have those moments where, if I did listen to my intuition, the could have, would have, and should have. So the reason that I wanted to create this vlog on this particular topic is because it's come through really strongly with a couple of clients, probably in the last 2 weeks, where they've come to see me, but their frame of reference around being an intuitive is that it is a curse. They feel too much. It feels intense when they're feeling everyone else's stuff. And one of the go-to tools for anyone who is incredibly intuitive or just a little intuitive is the tool, who does this belong to? Or you can reframe it, whose is this? What is this? And you remember, when you ask a question and you have the intention that is an energetic question, an energetic question is going to open up possibilities for you. You never ask the question why. Even in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, they put why out. They take it completely out the reference work, and they ask what, where, when. What, where, when? There's another one. I'll get to it. This is when this brain goes into super cute mode and tends to forget a few things. So if you take the why question or the why word out any question, because a why is only going to get you to go into circular patterns. It's going to give you this sort of left or right answer, good or bad, wrong or right answer. So it's never going to give you the space in between. So who does this belong to? What is this that I'm aware of? Where do I feel it? Yeah, where in your body do you feel it? When do you feel it? And it's just about allowing yourself to get so much clearer in terms of your gift of being an intuitive, your gift of intuition that maybe you've never acknowledged before because you made it wrong. You felt like it was a curse. So when you have the reference of coming in to be like, I feel too much and I feel everyone else's stuff, and it's so overwhelming, because that's the word a lot of people have, is it feels overwhelming. But also recognize the story behind what we have been told. And when an empath, park the word empath, when an intuitive has made themselves so wrong for feeling everyone else's stuff, or feeling so overwhelmed because it's the story, it's the stuff you search on Google, it's all these beautiful images that come in terms of what an empath is and what an empath isn't and what they feel. But when you've made anything vital, valuable, real, and significant, those four things, vital, valuable, real, and significant, you create an energetic block around it. It makes it feel worse than it possibly is. It makes it feel like it's highlighted more than it really needs to be. So when you reframe being intuitive and feeling everyone else's feelings, and you can work with the tool, who does this even belong to, just for you to get a sense, number one, that it doesn't even belong to you first and foremost. Yes, you are aware of somebody else's feelings. You are aware of what someone else may be going through. And often when I feel something in a client session and I'll chat to the clients about it, I'm like, wow, like, so this is what I'm feeling. And they'll be like, are you feeling it like that intensely? I'm so sorry. And I have to remind them, please never apologize, because this is my gift. This is what I've learned to harness and what I've learned to really dial up. And sometimes I do dial it down a little bit, because when you turn it up, it's intense. You will feel things, but you have that choice of how much are you wanting to be aware of something and to feel something. And if it's less or is it more? And sometimes the reason I dial up that awareness and I dial up in the intuition is to get a really clearer idea of what that person is going through. Because it just makes it a little bit easier to navigate it. I'm not pretending that I don't know what's going on. I dial into their energetic field. And I'm saying this is how I do it because I know so many people can have something so similar going on to the world. And maybe it's a little different. And if it's a little different, please know that it is okay, because we're all unique. And even though our gifts may be similar, they are still unique because we're unique. Our energy is unique. What we've pulled into our experience so far in this particular physical incarnation is going to be unique. So when I dial up my intuition and I dial up my awareness, I now know that I'm doing it because I make the choice and I allow myself to feel what they feel. I've also learned to stay detached and disconnected from it. Before, when I first got into healing way back when in 1997, I thought I had to take a person's stuff on. And maybe that's sometimes what intuitives feel, that they have to take something on because they're feeling it. But what if you can just be aware of what someone else is going through and just know that you're having that sort of, you've given yourself the space to be detached so that you're not taking it on. So you're feeling what they're feeling and you're connecting into their energy fields enough for you to be aware of where that person is at, what it might feel like in their body, what it might feel like in their energetic field. And then you almost just like detach again so that you then have the space to be like, I get a sense that this is what is going on in your world. But more importantly, I want anyone and everyone to know that who is battling with their gifts of being intuitive, that it is not a curse. So if you can just erase, eradicate, eliminate, cancel, clear, delete anywhere that you have made it wrong, or that you've made it a curse because you feel everyone else's stuff. Number one, erase, eradicate, eliminate that. Cancel, clear, delete that. Also park it on the side with the word empath, and really just allow yourself to be a little bit more comfortable with the fact that this is your gift. It is one of your superpowers, and that you are the person who has control over that dial. Do you want to turn your awareness and intuition up really high to get a greater sense of what's going on? And you don't have to do it all in one go. Or do you just want to, turn it on a little bit, get a sense, feel for it, see what's going on? Okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable. I know it doesn't belong to me. So remember, that's first and foremost, to remember that what you're aware of and what you're perceiving and what you're receiving energetically, number one, does not belong to you. It belongs to someone else. It belongs to something else. And the something is the earth. The earth is feeling a whole bunch of things all the time. So when you know that it's not yours, again, it gives you that space to just be like, okay, so this isn't mine. Like, I'm feeling like, who does this even belong to? Return it to sender with consciousness attached. And returning it to sender with consciousness attached, again, means that you're not taking it on. You're returning it to sender, and you're returning it with consciousness attached. You can even return it with love and light, so that they can get a little bit clearer on what it is that they're feeling. And maybe they don't even know how to feel it, because they too are just so overwhelmed, because they've allowed themselves to get so caught up into their situation of what is going on in their world and what is occurring in the world. They haven't even considered to give themselves the space to detach from what is going on with their family, with their relationships, with their businesses, whatever it is. Giving yourself that space is so important, because it gives you that, I don't want to call it a barrier, because it's really more a space to just explore a little more of what is available. And then you get to unpack it. Unpacking is the best part, because when you got the box and you unpack the box, you've got this beautiful clear box. You can even smash the box if you want to. You can fold it to make it really like plain again, and then you can recreate the box. But when you got everything unpacked out the box, you get to look at each thing with a lot more clarity. And again, allow your intuition to come in. So what is this? So who does this belong to? What is this? What is this that I'm feeling? What is this that I'm perceiving? What is the energy that I'm receiving? Can I do anything with it? Am I meant to do anything with it? Or am I just meant to be aware of it? And if I'm aware of it, cool, I'm aware of it. I'm going to return it to sender with consciousness attached, with love attached, with light attached, so that that person gets clear. And you can do this a good couple of times until you feel like you've really given yourself a lot more space, and you haven't really pulled on a person's things, and you've made it your own. Because that's what happens when you make it your own. You feel it as though it's yours, and then there isn't even a distinction for you. You really feel like, this is mine. I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling so emotional. And again, is it yours to begin with anyway? And because we're super cute and we really want to hold on tightly to stuff, we make it ours. No, it's got to be mine. It's definitely mine. It's without a doubt, it is mine. But remember, when you ask, who does this belong to? What is this? What can I do with it? It gives you space to just really navigate your intuitive abilities so much better. And when you're harnessing your intuition, like to the fullest capacity, it is a gift, because you're sensing something that somebody else isn't ready to sense yet. Because remember, they've now pulled on everything so tightly and they're sitting with it. But if you've learned detachment and you've given yourself some space, and you start becoming aware of something, you get to then ask the person, is this how you're feeling? Like, I'm getting a sense there. And I know it's the question that most people say, please don't ask someone, how does that make you feel? It's like the standard do not go there question. You just get a sense, it's like, I'm getting a sense of this, and like, maybe I can bounce this off you, but I'm getting a sense of this, or I get this feeling, or I get this emotion, or you will know also what words to use. And that's also really important, because if you trust yourself enough and you trust your intuition enough, you will know the most divine words to say at the most divine moment. My favorite mantra from Florence Scovel Shinn is, divine mind is never confused. I now tap into the divine mind to lead me and to guide me to every divine person, to every divine place, at the most divine time, to receive the most divine experiences and to receive the most divine opportunities. So that's you surrendering and trusting and having faith that you are always being guided with your words. You're always being guided intuitively what to say, maybe not what to say, but maybe just the space to hold. So again, it's trusting that. And I've had so many people also say that when they first start tapping into their intuitive abilities, they're scared to voice what comes to them. They're scared to be judged for it. They're scared to be made wrong for it, because like, what if I'm sensing this? I'm going to tell the person, they're going to look at me and they're going to be like, no. But remember, sometimes people also don't know how to receive the information you're telling them because it is spot on accurate. And their logical and ego mind is like, how on earth does that person even know that? And the first thing that most people do is that they go into the reaction part and they say, no, definitely not. I'm not too sure that it's not me. It must be someone else. And then if you're still new to it and you're sitting with that someone has said to you, no, you doubt your intuition. You doubt the words that came through. You doubt the message that came through. And then sometimes a person will actually validate what you told them a week later, a day later, maybe months later, maybe years later. And if you're not learning to trust what comes up for you, just trust, and you just share it with them. And then also that you trust your angels and you trust your guides and you trust their angels and you trust their guides, that the information will be received in the most divine way. And if you have that mantra that you're busy working through, divine mind is never confused. I now tap into the divine mind to lead me and guide me to every divine person, to every divine place at the most divine time, to receive the most divine experience and divine opportunity. You're allowing that to be guided through you, to be led through you, so that you never doubt what you say, you never doubt the information that comes through. You also trust that if a person is reacting to the information that you're saying, they're not even responding to it. Responding would allow you to feel so much more comfortable and to trust yourself so much more, especially when you're in the early parts of navigating your gift. But when a person reacts and they're like, no, that's not it. I don't know whose message that is. Please trust. And again, that doubt that you feel, that insecurity that you may feel at that moment, that, oh my word, maybe I got it wrong. No, what's right about this that I'm just not getting is another tool. And who does this even belong to? This feeling that I'm sitting with, who does this even belong to? And I return it to sender with consciousness attached, and I return it with love and light attached, because that person who is just reactive to you will receive that awareness. So if you're feeling what you're feeling and you're returning it to sender with consciousness attached, with love and light attached, you're giving that person even more supportive space. So when they are ready to receive the message that you gave them, when they are ready to receive the awareness that you received of what is going on in their world, then they have that. And again, if you're tapped into your higher self and you're not tapped into ego, you may be aware of something, but then you're also asking the question, is this something I should be sharing with this person right now in this space? And again, you learn to trust the signals that are coming through for you. If it's a yes, you will feel guided to share that. And you will literally say the word sometimes. No, this is coming up for me and I really feel guided to share this with you. Is it okay? Ask permission. So if the person says no, they're not reacting, but then you're also having a sense of then, okay, I'm not just going to like overshare something with the person and they're not ready to receive it. So also that navigation. So you've got that, you feel guided to share something with them and they're not, and they're in their reactive ego space and they're like, say no. Return to sender with consciousness attached and love and light attached. But learn to trust your intuitive gift. That doesn't matter what field you may be in, if you're in the healing modality field or not. You're in corporate, you're in marketing, you're in something where you think like, I have these intuitive abilities, like, wow, please tap into them. Allow yourself to tap into it and allow yourself to know that you can turn the dial up, you can turn it down, you can turn it halfway until you have learned how to be comfortable with your gift. And yes, it is a gift. It is not a curse. So please, all the labels that you know that are out there with the word being an empath? Can you please erase, eradicate, eliminate it? Can you cancel, clear, delete it? Can you destroy and uncreate the lies and limitation and the heaviness around being an empath? Because it is a gift. And now more than ever, the gift of empaths and the gift of being intuitive is required. Again, no matter what field you are in, it is required so strongly right now. Because remember, our guides and our angels are using each and every single one of us that has this capacity and the willingness to tap into this capacity. They're looking for us so that they can allow these words of guidance and these words of wisdom to come through. So that a person who is feeling stuck and a person who is feeling that, the end of the world is near in their world, whatever is going on in their life, that they may feel like, I can't go on, or I don't know how to go on. Please recognize that you could be that person's gift by you tapping into your gift of your intuition, your empath abilities and your empath capacities, to be a gift to that person, to share what is coming up for you and to share the guidance that is coming up for you. And trust that. Trust it, trust it, trust it. And if it resonates with you, please consider using that mantra from Florence Scovel. Divine mind is never confused. I now tap into the divine mind to lead me and guide me to every divine person, divine place at the most divine time to receive the most divine opportunities and the most divine experiences. It really will start changing things in your life because you'll trust, you'll have faith, you'll really allow yourself to be guided by spirit and to be guided to always say the right things, not the right things, to say the most divine things. And any heaviness that you might be sitting with after having an experience where you've shared something with somebody. What is this? What's right about this that I'm just not getting? What's the gift and the blessing in this? And any of the stuff that I'm still sitting with, any of the heaviness and anything that I'm feeling doubtful about, I now return it to sender, and I now return it with consciousness attached, and I now return it with love and light attached as well. So please let me know if you enjoyed this, if you're an empath and you're feeling a whole lot better about being an empath. If you want to share anything that has showed up in your world about being an intuitive and being an empath, please pop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you either first came across your gift as an empath, how you're navigating with it. Is it something that you've mastered or still mastering, or is it something that is completely brand new to you and you're still learning to figure it out? And please know that it is more than okay if you're still figuring it out, because we all start somewhere. We all have our starting points. We all have our beautiful story of how we came across our skills and how we're busy learning to turn it into an amazing skill set and an amazing gift that is in our toolbox of a whole bunch of other things. And as always, sending you lots of love and lots of magic and lots of blessings. And also, if you want to subscribe to my private Telegram channel, it's called Keep It Conscious Tribe. Please have a look down below at the link that you can join. And know that there's a community. There is a community to support you. And keeping it conscious really is meaning being a lot more mindful about what is occurring in your life, being aware of what is happening in the subconscious mind and how that is impacting the conscious mind. Because remember, the conscious mind is like a 5% thing. 95% of the show is run by the subconscious mind. Some of those programs no longer serve you, no longer empower you, no longer suit you, and we're wanting to be conscious of those programs so that we get to change them. We get to train your subconscious mind. We get to rewire your subconscious mind. And sending you lots of love, lots of magic, lots of blessings, and until next vlog, keep tuning into your intuitive abilities because they are a gift.